Hey everyone, Cosmic Mango here, your favorite mango from outer space. Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about some amazing hidden gems for the Commander format. Cards which are severely underrated and deserve a place within your Commander decks. So sit back, relax and enjoy the video. Let's check out these hidden gems. Number 1. Strands of Night. An enchantment spell that costs 2 black and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following. For 2 black mana and pay 2 life, sacrifice a swamp. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So, Strands of Night is a pretty darn awesome card. Yes, it requires a hefty cost to activate as you need to pay 2 mana, pay 2 life and sacrifice a swamp. But you get to bring back from the dead your best creature from the graveyard directly to play and at instant speed, which is very nice. I must admit the swamp sacrifice is a downside. However, in the late game, within a mono-colored black deck, I feel like this downside is pretty minute, since you likely have a lot of swamps stacked up on the board, and losing 1 or 2 here and there isn't too much of a problem if you're bringing back something very strong from the dead. You got to break a few eggs to make an omelette. Overall, I really like this enchantment, and the spooky image is gearing me up for Halloween. Do any of you watching play this card? Let me know how it performs for you. And happy Halloween, everyone. You can buy this card for around 35 cents, making it very budget friendly, so why not try it out? Number 2. Deglamer. An instant spell that costs 1 green and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Choose target artifact or enchantment, its owner shuffles it into their library. So this is a fun one and highly disruptive. We can use it to deal with problematic artifact or enchantment that is hard to remove, as it may have something like indestructible. By shuffling into an opponent's library, this is highly disruptive and makes it hard for the opponent to find the card again without tutoring. Plus, by doing this and not removing it in the traditional way to the graveyard, we can shut down graveyard recursion, which is also very sweet. For just 2 total mana and at instant speed, you can't go wrong running this card. It is great. And you can buy this card for around $1.80. Number 3. Invigorate. An instant spell that costs 1 green and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following. If you control a forest, rather than pay this spell's mana cost, you may have an opponent gain 3 life. Target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. So the first time I ever used this card was within one of my Infect decks, and believe me, it was a sneaky little gem, capable of clutching a win out of nowhere, or knocking an opponent out rapidly with those Infect poison counters. You can also use this in other decks with great effect, such as within a Voltron deck. Being able to cast a spell for free is pretty amazing. The downside does not matter if you're running it in an Infect or a Voltron deck, since the free life means nothing when you're dishing out poison counters or Voltron commander damage. +4/+4 is a massive and often big enough number to bring your swing to a climax, knocking the opponent out and maybe even winning the game for you. You can utilize it on opponent's creatures as well, creating all sorts of political shenanigans. Yes, overall, this is one mighty instant spell and very worth trying out. Plus, it's very budget to buy, as right now you can buy this card for around 40 cents. Number 4. Energy Flux. An enchantment spell that costs 1 blue and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following. All artifacts have, at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice this artifact unless you pay 2 generic mana. So this is an interesting one and lasers down artifacts with ease. It punishes those artifact lovers, forcing them to sacrifice their artifacts unless they pay a hefty 2 generic mana per artifact to keep it in play. Furthermore, forcing them to sacrifice does wonders against pesky threats that may have hexproof or indestructible, as sacrificing is one way that we can get around this powerful defensive mechanic. A slight mana downside is that if an opponent does have a large sum of mana in play, we may not be able to rely too much on Energy Flux. However, most of the time it will shine bright, hazing down your opponent's artifacts. Another minor downside is that sometimes, or something worth considering, is that this card is somewhat controversial in a casual setting, as it can be frustrating and unfun for opponents to play against if they can't remove it. Overall though, this is a unique hidden gem with a decent punch of power and very worth trying out. and you can buy this card for around 35 cents, making it very budget friendly. Hey everyone, if you're loving these spicy cards, do me a solid, smash that like button and hit subscribe. Every click helps the algorithm send these hidden gems to more players who may need them. Okay, let's get back to the list. Number 5, Gerrard's Hourglass Pendant, a legendary artifact that costs 1 generic mana to cast, and it says the following. Flash. If a player would begin an extra turn, that player skips that turn instead. For 4 generic mana, tap and exile Gerrard's Hourglass Pendant, return to the battlefield tapped all artifact, creature, enchantment, and land cards in your graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn. So this is a beast of a card, especially since it only costs 1 generic mana to cast, and it has Flash, which is superb. It completely shuts down those annoying extra turn decks, forcing them to skip any extra turn that they may have accumulated, which is awesome for us. Plus, the icing on the cake is that activated ability that card possesses. We can utilize this to bring back tapped all artifact, creature, enchantment, and land cards in your graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn, which makes it very good against a heavy hitting board wipe, propelling us ahead of everyone else as they will not get back what they've lost, but we will. So yeah, this is one spicy card and incredibly strong when used at the right time. And you can buy this card for around $2.30. Number 6, Thran Turbine, an artifact spell that costs 1 generic mana to cast, and it says the following. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may add 2 colorless mana. You can't spend this mana to cast spells. So this is a simple yet highly effective card within decks that have permanents which require generic or colorless mana to activate. So the first cards that come to my mind are commanders like Thrasios and the Scarab God, which can both benefit from this cheap to cast artifact spell. This artifact provides extra colorless mana to really help streamline your deck and make it flourish. Overall, this is a highly efficient and an all-around solid card, especially since it only costs 1 generic mana to cast. Those of you watching run this card, I feel like it is a totally underrated gem. And you can buy this hidden gem for around $2.80. Number 7, Righteous Aura, an enchantment spell that costs 1 white and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following. For 1 white mana and pay 2 life, the next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, prevent that damage. I used to run this card a lot back in the day and it was always pretty spicy. In fact, I might start using it again. It was a lot of fun. A defensive masterpiece. It prevents all damage, not just combat, can be activated multiple times and scales well in life gain decks, where your life becomes a resource. It does not cost much to cast at just 2 total mana, and it can sit on the board for a very long time, shielding you from quite a bit of damage. You can buy this card for around 35 cents, making it very budget friendly. Number 8, the final card on my list today, and it is Gisa Glorious Resurrector. A legendary creature, human wizard that costs 2 black and 2 generic mana to cast. She has 4 power and 4 toughness and says the following. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. At the beginning of your upkeep, put all creature cards exiled with Gisa onto the battlefield under your control. They gain Decayed. A creature with Decayed can't block. When it attacks, sacrifice it at the end of combat. So last but not least, this is a glorious card. Very powerful and can even be your commander if you wish, since she is indeed legendary. She also has a mega sweet alternative art version, which looks very cool. I'll put it up on the screen now so you can all see how cool it does look. She's awesome. Her ability to exile creatures that die provides powerful disruption against opponents, especially those who have graveyard strategies. Also, when exiling them with Gisa, you can reanimate them under your control on your next turn. They will have Decayed, but this is still such a brilliant and powerful ability. Zombify your opponent's best creatures and have them work under your control. Beat your friends up with their very own creatures. It truly is a delight. You can build a very strong board presence with Gisa by your side by stealing your opponent's best creatures, and this is a very strong tool. You can also utilize her to shut down opponents' combo pieces, exiling them away and having them fight for you. Overall, if you enjoy reanimating the dead and want some spicy addition to your deck or a fun commander to pick up and brew around, then Gisa is a hidden gem and very worth picking up for you. She is fantastic. And you can buy this card for around $4. Okie dokie, we've arrived to the end of the video. What do you all think of the cards I've listed? Do any of you watching play these cards? Have any hidden gem recommendations? If so, let me know in the comment section below. I love reading your comments and always try my best to answer them all. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, check out the 2 other videos that should have popped up on the screen. Please drop a like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to keep updated for more of my future Commander content. Thanks for watching everyone, and as always, take care and goodbye.